It is 4:45 in the evening here on Valentine's Day, Saturday, February 14th, 2026. I'm sorry. I keep telling myself to say 2026, but I keep saying 2025. Today we got over an inch of rain, an inch and a half, according to my rain gauge. And you can see the water is running off the field here. Not ideal. I would hope that my field would absorb all that water, but I guess it's a little bit too much. Have lots of puddles all over the place. It's pretty wet. I guess the ground got saturated when that ice storm came through in mid-January, and it stayed saturated, or maybe the water can't penetrate for some reason. You can see here the color of the water. It's brown color. You can see there's like a streak of brown here. I bet you if I trace that streak of brown up, it would probably be where the sheep used to be. They're laying down enough manure that is changing the color of the water. So that poop water is really, really good, nutritious water. Look at the grass, it's actually growing. Here we are in mid-February, it's actually growing. So we had some lambs born today. I saw the placenta. Those are the two little lambs there. They're little tiny guys. Not really sure who the mother is. I haven't gotten in there and talked to her. I probably won't get in there and talk to her. It looks like the sheep are shedding too already. Plenty of hay for the sheep. I gave them plenty of protein yesterday. I gave them a block, and then I found a bunch of half-eaten blocks. I just threw them all in there. There's probably a couple blocks. They push them under the fence and then they can't get to them. So we did have a lamb die. Not really sure what happened, but there was a bunch of poop around his butt. So I assumed that he got some kind of scours or something, or I don't know, just didn't do very well. You can hear that lamb calling for its mama. That sheep, the way that sheep is walking means I got to get in there and check the hooves. But I'm not going to cause a ruckus. My goal is to minimize my interactions with the sheep, give them as much comfort and relaxation as possible. And then when I do get in there and start interacting with the sheep, I'm going to interact with all of them, right? So I'm going to probably pin them up maybe next week. I should probably find a time next week I can pin them all up and start poking around. The cows have a nasty habit now. I made the mistake of not keeping the fence charged for several days, and the cows figured out they can just walk through the wire. Right now they're in the road, but there's a couple calves that broke out, and they're looking at the hay bales on the side there. But the cows are grazing where they're... If you're wondering what that was about, one of the dogs was trying to jump on me. All right, that's enough. Back. Back. Hey. Hey. One of the dogs was trying to jump on me. The other dog said, don't do that, because he knows that you're not supposed to jump on me. All right, no fighting. Come on. Come on. Back. Back. Hey. Back. All right. The fence is electrified. If you back up at all, you're going to get zapped. The dogs are for sale. These dogs grew up with sheep. They're a little bit over 2 years old. Their manners aren't the best in terms of people dog. They will follow me around the field. They are designed to protect your sheep, not to herd sheep. So these are not dogs that you can train to herd sheep, but these are dogs that you can leave out in the pasture with the sheep. I recommend watching closely for any kind of bad behaviors. You can train them a little bit. They'll train each other once they figure out what you want them to do. So if you see them like sniffing lambs or something like that, you can bark at them and let them know that's not allowed. But I don't think they've wounded any of my sheep, but they do like to cause a little bit of problems. One of them, I think it was this one, decided it was nice to chase lambs when I was around, so I told him not to do that, and he hasn't done it since. So yeah, you got to keep an eye on the dogs. Or you do what I do, which is put the sheep in a mobile pen like this. I think these things aren't too expensive. They're probably like 150 or 200 bucks. I'm using 2 of them. I have 60 sheep in there, 60, 70, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, so you can keep the sheep separated from the dogs. You can put the dogs in there and see what they do. These dogs, they're not really interested in sheep. They know what sheep are all about, and the sheep don't care much about these dogs either. They'll walk right past these dogs without even thinking about it. In terms of cattle, though, the dogs decided that cattle are the enemy, and they're trying to keep the cattle away from me. And yesterday, the cattle broke out of the row, and I was herding them back, and I kept calling the dogs to me, and they kept coming, and they kept helping me herd the cattle. So that was a kind of nice bonus, but they did get in the way a couple times. So anyway, yeah, there's no magic easy solution. Money doesn't solve much when it comes to farming. You need time and intelligent effort. So it's going to rain some more. I'm going to cut it off here, guys. Have a great day. Take care and bye-bye.